And to think my own quartermaster, Octavius Mordex, was a stinking werewolf all along. Diana telling Ada the story of her betrayal. It is not easy to become a lycanthrope on purpose. A werewolf bite rarely works because the bite is almost always followed by being eaten by a werewolf. So when Octavius Mordex, Master Hunter of the Order of the Exalted Lion, was ordered to take his team into the frozen north to hunt down a plague of werewolves and frost giants, he knew he had to plan his treachery carefully. Mordex had wormed his way into the noble order not to do good, but to get closer to the monsters whose powers he so desired. He overthrew the cult of the Ice Witch, but reported their tomes of rituals lost in the fire. He destroyed the Wraith of Darkmoor, but secretly took the Fiend's great scythe Kull for himself. And now he saw his chance to gain power of a whole new sort. A year later, Mordex returned from the north with a tale of horror and victory. Trapped in an unholy ice storm, his team surrounded by werewolves and giants. He told a tale of starvation, desperation, and heroic battle. He was the only survivor. No one questioned that Mordex himself seemed quite well fed. Acclaim and promotion followed. Soon, only the vigilance of another hunter, Diana, stood between him and his ultimate target, the Gemulus Vernus, a cursed artifact hidden in the deepest vaults of the Order. Calling on dark magic, he ambushed Diana and escaped with his prize. In Valhalla, Mordex is horrified and delighted to find the monster is his true form. Valhalla forms strange alliances, and Mordex finds himself in accord with the likes of Thatch and Azoth, much to the fury of his nemesis. Yeah, well, she should have suspected something when she found me sleeping under the porch. Mordex. Hattori, do you remember the tale of the wise fox spirit and her giant magical hammer? Yeah? Me neither! Koji after a beatdown from a newcomer to the grand tournament. Any Valkyrie could see that the blind seamstress was a centuries-old fox spirit in disguise. Only the half-Valkyrie saw a great Valhallan. From time immemorial, the Japanese village of Aku sat at peace on the edge of a great northern forest. Then the forest changed. The winters grew bitter and the cold seemed to flow out of the forest itself. From the forest too came great wolves, first in ones and twos, and then in great packs. The forest came to be called Kiba, the Fang, and the villagers feared. To villagers, Yumiko, the blind seamstress, was a happy soul, afraid of dogs and roused to anger only by shoddy needlework. None ever knew that at the age of 537, she picked up a bow for the first time and went to war with the monsters of Kiba. The first winter, she rescued a toddler from a wandering wolf. The second winter, she slew a pack of wolves to protect a hibernating Toru. Year after year, the assault grew, and so did her skill. By the 25th year, she had defeated a Tengu army, slain a dragon, and realized she must confront this mystery at its source. Wary but determined, she traveled deep into the woods. There, she fought the witch Yukona and broke the bond between Yumiko's world and the twisted forest corrupting her land. In the final moments of the battle, a Valkyrie appeared. Without a word, Yumiko leapt on the flying horse and happily went to sleep. Yumiko is happy to fight in the tournament while she senses she has one great deed to accomplish, but waits patiently. Yumiko recoils at the sight of Mordex, tinkers with Scarlet in her workshop, and has a quiet bond with the enigmatic Asuri. Let me tell you the tale of the blind seamstress and the 1,000 wolves. Yumiko. They grow up so fast. The universe. Probably. Philosophers sometimes talk about the will of the universe, a consciousness above that even the gods. We may never know if the universe has a will, but we do know it has an immune response. When foreign matter streaked over the skies of Valhalla, the response was an antibody of celestial proportions. As the name Orion was spoken, Artemis came into being, although she would not call herself that for many years. Born Mary Washington in West Plaza, New York, she was a voracious reader with a love for strawberry ice cream. While Mary had a relatively normal childhood, her parents sometimes wondered why she would read stories of the goddess Artemis killing the hunter Orion over and over again. Mary was too eager to confront her opponent at the first sight of her powers manifesting. She opened a wormhole intending to stride into Valhalla. Instead, she emerged in the vacuum of space. Struggling for survival, she fought to keep a cocoon of atmosphere cycling in from nearby worlds. Knowing she would have to sleep eventually, she delved into knowledge of her foe to replicate a suit with life support, mutating and adapting the design to work with her latent abilities. She honed the precision of her wormholes and emerged in Asgard. Artemis was complete. In Valhalla, Artemis is still subject to the rules of local gods and must complete her destiny through the bouts of the tournament. Sensing a common frustration, Nyx has taken her under her wing and given the young challenger some pointers on scythe use. As Orion's reputation grows in the arena, Artemis wonders if all of Asgard might be too infected to save. I don't only want to destroy Orion, but yeah, that's the main thing. Artemis.